Do some research today, right?
Good afternoon, everyone. This is Pamela Howard, and I am your business and event coach, helping you grow your business through events. And today is, you know what today is? Today is Winning Wednesday. Yes, Winning Wednesday is all about changing your mindset, having a better mindset other than the typical Wednesday hump day. Let's just get through the week. But it's time to get excited. Wake up and get excited about Wednesdays. And it makes getting towards the weekend even better and a little bit more sweeter. So Winning Wednesday is all about having a better mindset, understanding and being able to reflect Wednesday before the week before and getting prepared for what's to come Wednesday thereafter. I am so excited today. We've been talking about having an action buddy, and today I have joining me Mr. Damion Caldwell, Coach DC, Mr. Intense Fit himself. So excited to have him with us. He's going to help us understand why, and not only why, but how we can become more clear in our messaging, personal or business. He's also going to help us understand how to be committed to your clear message. He's also going to talk a little bit about being confident in what you say. When you are clear, you can be confident. And when you're committed, you can be confident. And all of that is going to get you to where you need to be to reach your goal, which is producing consistency as well as receiving consistency. Without further ado, Coach DC, bring it on.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. How are you
Absolutely.
today?
I'm doing fantastic.
I see you
So
took the dog for a walk this morning.
I did go
Good
for a
job. Good
walk
job.
because because after you beat me down yesterday, I had to get out and stretch those muscles and just put in a little bit of cardio. It's all for the good in my goal. So
Very
thank you
good.
for
Very
that
good.
accountability.
Very good. Very good. So let's get into it.
All right. So, one of the things I've been talking about is having an action buddy. And I have
Mhm.
shared on social media with my followers, with my listeners, you being one of my action buddy. And the
Mhm.
question was asked, should you have more than one action buddy? I have more than one action buddy.
Mhm.
You are my action buddy when it comes to me holding myself accountable on reaching my goals to have a better wellness and
Mhm.
also being able to obtain clarity in what I do.
Mhm.
One of the things I want to share is when I first met you, which has been probably over 15 years ago, um, one of the things I used to be concerned about was my weight.
Mhm.
But you helped me understand that not to focus on my weight, which really wasn't my goal. It was being able to have a better wellness, which also
Mhm.
gives me the ability to move better, which is a part of being well. And then I
Mhm.
started focusing on my life. I started focusing on how I interact with my children and
Mhm.
being able to keep up with them as an adult, with
Mhm.
that youth. So you helped me become clear on what I needed to focus on to have a better wellness. So let's
Mhm.
talk about clarity.
Okay. So clarity. First of all, what do you want? Most
Mm-hmm.
people are not clear on what they want. And if
Mm-hmm.
you're not clear on what you want, you're going to be wishy-washy on what direction you're going.
Right.
So the first thing we have to understand with clarity is, what do we want? What are we seeking? It's
Mm-hmm.
like for instance, I was thinking about this conversation and I was thinking about wellness, and some of the things I said to you yesterday on our walk. I thought
Mm-hmm.
it was a nice little brisk walk. I don't know where you talk about that workout from. I don't get that part. But anyway, um, the soreness just happened to creep in there from, probably the weekend. But one of the things I got clear on real quick was I was looking up some things on fasting, and it just popped into my head that I should talk to you about that. And
Mm-hmm.
something that really popped into my head was, okay, so wait a minute. How many times is fasting mentioned in the Bible? You know how many times?
I don't.
77. In one way or other, fasting is mentioned in the Bible 77 times. Now, here's the kicker, though. Once I figured that out, I was like, wait a minute. How many times is fasting mentioned in any religion? And guess what? Fasting happens to be in every religion known to mankind. You know what that means? Religion is pretty much the natural way man found to better himself. And that's the reason why we look at it completely wrongly by picking one God over the other. We're always trying to better ourselves. Now, understanding that fasting is in all religions, we should know that that's the reason why we have so much sickness right now in America. We're not following the natural course of what the books around the world say. We're following our course of being greedy Americans. We're doing a lot of things wrong because we've been a greedy American. I call it being Americanized, but anyway. I think I got completely off the point of clarity, but I was actually pointing at a point of clarity, of understanding why we should eat this way, understanding where that comes from. Not this 3 meals a day. Where did that come from? Who made that up? Who said that was healthy in the best way?
I'm glad you brought that up about eating 3 meals a day because, and I'm going to use myself for an example. When I learned my body, I had to get clear on how my body operates, what it responds to, and understanding what's best for my body to have the best wellness. And I used to have a problem eating, if you remember. I could not, I had a problem eating. Most people eat too much. But my problem was I wasn't eating enough and I was burning all these calories and I wasn't putting them back in, and my weight or what I was moving better, but I wasn't really balanced where I needed to be with my wellness. And so you helped me understand on getting clear with how to respond to my body. And I began to eat more, but I ate less portions.
Yes, exactly.
So I'm glad you brought that up about eating 3 meals a day. Where did that actually come from?
Now that we said it, though, that's the next thing I'm going to write down on my little list here, a note. Where did that 3 meals a day thing come from? And, with all the sickness that we see around the world happening and with all the hunger and all this other stuff that's happening around the world, why would we even keep that up if one part of the country looks like moo cows and the other part of the country looks like they streamline? I don't understand. Why do we keep these things up if they don't make any sense in real life?
So in getting clarity, okay, once we define what clarity is and we are clear on our message, clear on our focus, clear on our outcome, where we want to be, then it's about getting there, which is where the commitment comes involved, right?
That's the process.
So, go ahead. I'm sorry.
And remember, a process is like a staircase. You start at the bottom, you go up, you get better, it gets easier, you get to the top.
Right.
If you start at the bottom, you get a quarter of the way up, and you stand right there, you ain't going nowhere.
Right. So I'm going to pause a little bit for those that are just joining in, and by all means, do post your comments. I will post those if you have anything to say, but I am currently speaking with Coach DC. He is the founder of Intense Fit, Mr. Intense Fit himself. And we're talking about having an action buddy. Coach DC is my action buddy. And although we may be having a conversation or emphasis on fitness and wellness, these tips can apply to your everyday life. You have to have clarity in your life, in your business. You have to be committed in whatever it is, whether it's commitment to yourself, commitment in your business, whatever that commitment is. And he was just kind of pointing out some things to help us understand how to become clear. We talked about, being able to be clear on oneself, on your body, what you're taking in, why you're taking it in, how much you're taking in, like he just spoke, there is no rule of thumbs that says you have to only eat 3 times a day. It's all about the consumption of what you're putting in your body most of the time, and along with how you're having a physical activity. And so now we're starting to talk about the process. Once we become clear on where you want to be, being able to identify that, we're talking about being committed. And I would like to say one of the things I committed to is I wanted to take my wellness to a different level. And so sometimes you have to change your way of life or change your routine. And one of the things that I did to be committed to myself was, instead of eating on my lunch break, I work out, right? I still eat, but I work out on my lunch break. And that takes committing. I'm first committing to myself and to the goal that I want to reach to have a better wellness. And now once you're committed, we talk about the confidence, which is what allowed me to get up at 6 something this morning in 38 degrees.
And get out there and take the dog for a walk.
Exactly. So we went from clarity to commitment. Okay. And commitment comes with action. Is that right? You want to elaborate on that?
That's you know me, I've studied all religions and all that, and I had this thing with the Stoics and the yogis for the longest time. And I was like, okay, so what attracts me to do to these two groups of people? So number one, they thought beyond the surface, they thought more deeper, they thought about why things happen and the reactions to things. And number two was their main thing was doing. Beyond all of the talking came the doing. If you were doing beyond all the talking, that's what they were talking about. And that's what commitment is about. It's about doing. What are you doing? Are you just saying the words? Because the words are just not going to get you there. This is no magic pie. Actually, it is a magic pie. Thought, word, deed is the magic pie of creation. But you got to do the deed.
Right. Exactly. So, again, I'm gonna type that in comments. Commitment is doing. There we go. Yes.
How do or can I?
Commitment is doing. And after, let's see. I think we had a freeze here. Just a minute. Once you are okay, there we go. There we go. Once you are committed, then you start building and gaining confidence, not only in yourself, but other people have confidence in you. So, not that it's all about me, but I have found that I can't get in trouble using myself as an example. So, confidence doesn't necessarily mean you can't execute something. But, remember, our goal is all about doing everything with consistency, because consistency is what gets results.
Well, let's go back for a second.
Okay, sure.
Let's go back to clarity for a moment.
Okay.
Let's go back to understanding why you're doing what you're doing.
Okay.
What is the whole purpose of doing what you're doing? Why do I read? Because I don't know everything. And I'm interested in the subjects that I'm reading about. And I want to actually explore them and see if I can apply them to life to see if that's actually the way it works.
Right.
That's why I read, to gain information. So why am I training my body? Why am I working out every day? Because I am an animal. Like all of us, we're animals. We need to move. That's one of the things that people don't understand about working out is they want to take a pill. But pill doesn't solve the atoms in, atoms out problem, which is a TED talk I got to go find again. But it's all about how he talks about it's atoms in, atoms out that actually get us the weight loss. And like I said, I'll go find that one, but it's a very good TED Talk. But you just can't take a pill to get that. And you can't take a pill to be mobile for the rest of your life. No pill is going to make you touch your toes. No pill is going to make you squat. No pill is going to make you do all of these things in a functional way throughout the rest of your life. You can take all the pills you want. You can take all the easy roads you want, but no pill, no sewing, no surgery. As a matter of fact, as soon as you cut yourself from the first time from surgery, your body's going to hate you for the rest of your life. But that's another subject. We're not going to go there.
You know what? That is a great point. Again, talking about action buddies, I have a business coach, and I was in a coaching session with one of my coaches. And, one of the focuses we was talking about is at the end of the day, everybody wants results, whether it's has to be personal, again, whether it has to be business. Mm-hmm. And she used an analogy, just like you used a pill, she used an analogy, taking pills or, if you're hurting, if you're in pain, mm-hmm. you don't want something that's going to help you deal with it. Mm-hmm. You want it to go away.
Exactly.
So when you think about being clear on how you're going to benefit yourself or how you're going to benefit others, you mm-hmm. have to think in the form of, you don't want to offer a temporary relief. Exactly. You actually want to solve the problem. Mm-hmm. So if you're having trouble moving, okay, you don't want to just be able to move your arm. You want to be able to move your legs, your arm, you want to move your whole body. And so temporary relief ain't going to get it. Mm-hmm. You have to solve the problem.
I got to go again to one of the Americanizations that I witnessed this weekend again, which is us moving in patterns like bench pressing and squatting weights all the time and all this other stuff that we don't do naturally. I mean, when we do squat, we did squat a long time ago. We used our back muscles so we didn't have back problems like we have today. Mm-hmm. But now we use chairs so we have back problems. But we don't move around naturally. We need to move around on the floor. We need to do things like the Intense Fit 10 that makes you move in every direction, makes you balance yourself, makes you functional throughout your movement.
Right.
We need to move, not just this lifting weights crap. Be balanced.
Be exactly. Balanced. Yes. Sometimes I know I have learned that moving my body in different ways, I didn't even think I could move in those ways. But like, today, just today, just getting out and walking, it allowed me to be able to, be more mobile. Like I didn't feel the pain that I felt when I first started taking my wellness back to a different level. So I'm going to have to wrap up in a couple of minutes here. So we have went through the process. We've gotten clear. We have, we know how to be committed. And now, we are gaining our confidence. So now it's time for things to be consistent. And so having consistency is maintaining your routine on why you're clear, and then also being able to receive those consistent benefits.
And there's one that I forgot, that the further away we get as a society, the less useful we are for each other physically, and we need to just train to be useful.
Correct.
Not to be, not to be a burden on people. I mean, I want to be able to, when I get 60s and 70s, I want to be able to still run up and down the street if I want to.
Right.
I don't want to be doing the shuffle. I ain't doing the shuffle. I'll tell you, I ain't doing the shuffle. It's just not going to happen, Pamela. If you see me doing the shuffle, it's time to go.
That is correct. So again, being consistent, like you said, age is just a number. But if you start now practicing on your clarity, being committed, gaining that confidence, which will all equal consistency. You know, whatever age you are, you should be able to move in any type of way. And that also applies to your business. If you want your business to move and grow and produce in a certain way, get clarity, be committed to it. You'll have more confidence, and you'll be able to not only be consistent, but you're going to receive consistent. I could talk to you all day. I really enjoyed it, and I really appreciate you being with me today on Winning Wednesday, this Wednesday winning webinar. But this is all the time we have for today. But if you would just put how people can join your Intense Fit page, and talk a little bit about how people can learn more about taking their wellness back with you, you being an action buddy for them.
Well, to get an experience of what I do, the mobility part, the weightlifting, and everything else, you can always look on Intense Fitness and Boxing on Facebook and Instagram. You can .com NTENSEFIT@gmail.com, and you can contact me. My number's in one of those pages somewhere. Just give me a text and we'll talk and get something started. But you know what I always talk about? Let's get your move on.
There you go.
Oh yeah. You need to make sure you do the 100 today, Smokey.
I'm on it. Right. So this has been another Wednesday webinar with Coach DC, Mr. Damion Caldwell. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget, get your action buddy. Also, today is going to start our 5-day challenge. So make sure you go to my page, Pamela Plans. Look me up at P Howard Plans 2 so that you can learn that 5-day challenge. Thank you again, and have a great wellness day.
Thank you very much.